My name is Ivy and my dad is my father. Fun fact, he actually became a nurse because I had RSV.
Thinking to myself, like, that was so incredibly powerful. Like, this was the worst time of my life, and I walk out of here and I want to be somebody else. Like, I want to be who I am. Like, I think that's what I want to do. I want to help people in their worst moments. The music at this point is super important to me because I want to share it because I want people to know they're not alone. I want people to know, like, hey, I actually, I walked through this valley and I didn't really feel like continuing either, but I just did. If it was, whether it be for my daughter, for just love of what I gotta keep doing to continue on this journey, I don't know, but there is a light at the end of that tunnel, and I think music is a great way to help people remember it because it's like a cadence, right? I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I've been through enough at this point where, like, I could not trust people and things like that, but I really have seen so much beautiful moments, being an ER nurse especially, that's helped continue that perseverance. And now I feel like I'm doing the exact thing I'm supposed to do. I love what I do in the ER. I get to be just a nurse in the ER for 3 nights a week, and then outside of that I get to be a father, and I get to be a musician, and my daughter dreams with me, so that continuously inspires me at this point. I think being an ED nurse really kind of eliminates a lot of ego, and because you don't really last long if you have an ego in the ED, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that's the ED has taught me so much character that I already feel like I wanted to have, but I didn't give myself permission to because I hadn't just been in chaos so often that, like, people are themselves all the time in the ED, and you get to see humanity at its worst, and then you get to also realize how beautiful it can be when you grieve with people, when you smile with people, when you make people feel a little bit better than they did when they came in, when they walk out with their discharge instructions and they're not groping and moaning and things like that. Like, I think that, to me, is worth every single shift that I've ever worked in my entire life.
I am the first registered nurse to go through nursing school using a wheelchair in New York State. At the age of 5 years old, I was diagnosed with transverse myelitis, which is a neurological disorder that affects the spinal cord. By the time I was 12 years old, I had completely stopped walking and started using a wheelchair full time. Being on crutches, walkers, anything that was mobility device related, and the rebel that I am personally equaled me being in emergency room quite often. ED nurses, I knew them by name at some points in my life. The moment they would see my name pop up in a computer, they'd be like, Dalzell, what did you do now? Every single nurse that has come into my life, whether that be from the ED to the ORs to the rehab hospitals to home care, every single nurse has brought a piece of their magic. And I call it magic because they all have different ways that they heal or that they interact with patients. Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. Anna Valdez, oh my gosh. For anyone that knows that name or anyone that knows this woman, you are lucky. You are lucky. I'm gonna cry because this woman saved my life last year just because of a phone call. It was Anna that reached out to me and she said, I'm here for you. Just let me know what you need. And I said, I just need to talk to someone. And she called. Just like that. There was no second guessing anything. I just sent the text and she called. And in that call, I boo-hooed my life out, cried. Like if I was crying to someone I have known my whole life. I have never met this woman. And she let me cry. And then she told me what our solutions would be. And then said, we don't stop. We don't have a choice. We have to keep going. Nurses, trust your own magic. Understand that when a patient is meeting you at their most vulnerable state, it does not show their trajectory of life. It is only in that moment. And what you do in that moment can literally transfigure. All of the nurses that I've had, I say thank you. I say thank you because now I'm able to say that I am one of you, and I am able to give that magic back to those that are in their most vulnerable as well.
Catastrophic and just utterly devastating.
I think pain everywhere. Everybody knows somebody that was somehow involved.
Organized chaos or shell shock, maybe.
Tragedy, just waiting, not knowing, but it's going to be bad no matter what it is.
It's a quaint little town, and yet it has all these crosses and all these memorabilia items from the kids and everything. Downtown area, they have big murals of the children painted on some of the walls in the buildings. It's just a constant reminder of that tragic day.
The effect on each person is very individual. Some people can cope and be back to work the next day and like nothing happened. But I kind of keep an eye on them as well, because sometimes they bottle it in. And other people are more extrovert and coming out and telling exactly how they're feeling about things.
You can read the vibe, you can read them, even if they're not like saying that they're having a hard time. You can tell, right? And especially when you go through something traumatic with people, you don't even have, it doesn't have to be spoken that it's something. Everyone here just does such a good job of being there for each other and reading the room and being able to say like, hey, something's not right, and checking in. And it's a huge blessing to be surrounded by so many people that do like truly like love each other and care about each other's well-being.
If I would say somebody's having like a struggle and they got a full load of patients, all of a sudden all their stuff's taken care of. Somebody steps in, does it all. I think within the ER, they're a really amazing family to have.
Well, I'm gonna tell a secret. Big tough guys talk to other big tough guys about things. But it's true. We don't talk about anything enough. But realizing that you have to, you know, there's no way around it. And there are other big tough guys that are like-minded and are stubborn and are just going through what you're going through. So it's nice to have each other. I've had many talks with big strong men like myself, but we're what get each other through the day sometimes. Not just that day, but every day. Seek help if you need help. Your friends are your friends, and use them and be each other's light and get through it.
We need to learn how to be resilient and take care of ourselves. So whether it be an MCI or just a bad day at work, whatever that is, you know, you need to find ways for yourself to be resilient and to take care of yourself, and to also keep an eye out on your coworkers, because you never know what's going on at home. But you know, in our job, we're smart. We know how to look out for the signs in our patients, so we need to look out for each other too.
There's just no reason not to get help if you need it, you know? Like, your mental health is worth a lot, so take care of it.
To perform his original song, Half Sober, please welcome Colin Walker.
Tell me who's gonna save us? Tell me who's gonna save us? Tell me who's gonna save us? Is it just me, or did the superheroes run all out of favors again? I guess they know the way that it ends, but I'm done playing pretend. I said, just do it, I told you. The hard part is halfway over. I feel a little bit closer. Love is a drug, can't be as sober. On a roller coaster, here comes another loop-de-loop. So what, hoop-de-woo? Brush it off of your shoulders. Love is a drug, can't be as sober. Peter Pan needs his Wendy to keep him grounded on his heels when it's windy. Codependency's like a whiskey. Drunk on love, always feel kinda tipsy. Hit the road, gypsy soul, is you with me? I had to live and learn, in return is a Jedi Knight. I fly how high, wingspan like Wemby. If it's in your gut, then why wouldn't you trust it? Oh yeah, they don't want us dreaming out in public. Fiending, tell me what is it you wanted? Ain't it always something? Just do it, I told you. The hard part is halfway over. I feel a little bit closer. Love is a drug, can't be as sober. On a roller coaster, here comes another loop-de-loop. So what, hoop-de-woo? Brush it off of your shoulder. Y'all give it up for Andrea. Hands in the air, it's a roller coaster ride that never planned to be fair. I think I'm manic, damn it, I swear. What if I panic and vanish from here? There's so many damn disadvantages here. Parallel park, no hands on the wheel. Bounce, back. I found out I wouldn't count that, doubt that. I'ma be about that. Just do it, I told ya. The hard part is halfway over. I feel a little bit closer. Love is a drug, can't be as sober. Yeah, we're on a roller coaster. Here comes another loop-de-loop. So what, hoopty-woo? Brush it off of your shoulders. Love is a drug, can't be half sober. As EMS brought the wounded in a hurry, the doctors and nurses were working in a flurry. We did what we could, we did our best. The tragedy put our skills and faith to the ultimate test. We can ask why, but we may never know. An innocence was lost, and parents will not see their children grow. In our hearts, your hearts we carry. How do we get through something so scary? We see it posted all day long. The only way is being Uvalde strong, y'all. Give it up for Uvalde.
Please welcome ENA President Chris Dellinger.
It is my honor to be standing here with all of you today. You are shining examples of what happens when a nurse is there for someone on their darkest day. More importantly, you have shown what it means to take that light, that magic that Andrea mentioned, and spread it to others. Colin, Andrea, Kristen, Maribel, Rosvala, and Shelby. You represent so much to your families, your patients, your co-workers, and to all of us here at ENA. Thank you. Please let's give them a round of applause.